Okay guys, today we are going to learn about the perimeter and area of a triangle, which is item number 4. So you're going to title it or you can skip but perimeter and area of a triangle. So before we get started, we have to define two things. 23 in the very back of your vocab section. In the back of your book should be perimeter. And the perimeter is the distance around a polygon. And the second definition we're going to define is definition 24, and that is going to be area. And area is the number of unit squares needed to cover the figure. Okay, so that's it for the vocab on this section. Alright, so continuing on item number 4, over on the other side, back to your notes, we're going to be talking about finding the area of a triangle first. So in the example you're going to see, it's going to say find the missing side of the triangle. So the missing side of the triangle. Okay, and you're going to be given a triangle, sides of 12, 10, and x. Well, we know that perimeter is going to be, in this case, they're going to give us the perimeter of 27. So in order to find the missing side, perimeter is just adding up all the sides. So if we had 12 plus 10 plus x, we know that that's going to equal 27. Knowing what we know about solving equations, we're going to add 12 and 10 to get 22 plus x equals 27. And then we're going to subtract 22 from both sides, and we're going to get x is equal to 5. So that would be the answer to this sample. It's pretty easy to be able to find the missing side when given the perimeter. Okay, so now we're going to talk a little bit more about area. So we're going to do a little chart. It's going to say area of a triangle. Okay, it's going to have 3 columns. Hopefully it'll all fit into here. And this one is going to be words for our headings. Words is going to say the area A of a triangle is 1/2 of the base which we'll label with a B times the height, which we're going to label with an H. The second column, we're going to write the formula. Now remember, formulas, properties, and equations are important for you to remember. So the formula for the area of a triangle is 1/2 b times h, 1/2 the base times the height. And in the number section, which is basically means the example, if I give you this triangle and I tell you that this length here is 8 and the height, which I'm dropping from the top of that triangle here, is 4, and the area is going to equal 1/2 the base, which is 8, times the height, which is 4, which is equal to 8 times 4, which is 32, divided by 2 is 16 units square. Okay? You need to make sure that you remember that, and I'm going to put a little star here because it's important, right? Remember perimeter is labeled with units, whether they be in feet or centimeters, it's just units, and area is labeled units squared, whether that be centimeters squared or feet squared or whichever. It's important that you know how to label them, and later you'll find that volume is going to be labeled units cubed, and we'll go over that when we go over volume later. Okay, some more on this, continuing on item number 4. It may also say graph and find the area, which you guys should have been working on graphing, especially if you did the extra credit. It'll say graph and find the area, might be the directions. It's going to give you some coordinates. Let's say -2, 2, and 6, 2, and 3, 7. Okay, let's draw ourselves a nice little coordinate plane. We're going to actually need it to look a little different, so let's erase this one. Okay, so we're going to do our little coordinate plane. We're going to put it more down here. Alright, so let's coordinate off some spots. This will be -2 and -4. Up here is +2, +4. And then over here we would have +2 and +4 and +6. Alright, we're going to look at some dots here. The coordinates are -2, +2, and +6, +2, and 3, +7, which would be about over here somewhere. And then we're going to go ahead and connect those dots. It's going to form a triangle. Now the distance between this left one and this right point are going to be 8. The distance between this point and this line, which lies here on the 2, is going to be 5, as this top one is at the y-coordinate of 7 and this line lies on the y-coordinate of 2. The difference between 7 and 2 is 5. So knowing what we know about the formula for the area of a triangle, we know that the area is equal to the 1/2 the base times the height. In this case, the base is going to be 8 and the height is going to be 5. So we're going to do 1/2 of 8 times 5. 8 times 5 is 40, divided by 2 is 20, so we know that the area is equal to 20 units squared. And of course we're going to put squared because this is the area we're talking about. Square units is what area is going to be in. And we're just going to say that that is the end of the lecture. And I'm going to just move it all up a little bit for you and tell you that, let's use blue for giggles, the homework is going to be 9.2 all. That will be due on, let's go with tomorrow.